Hi, good morning, and welcome to Table Talk with Navin. I'm your host, Navin Sergio, and today my guest on the program is Mr. Jose Herrera from Hybrid Solutions Diagnostic. Pleasant good morning, Mr. Jose.
Good morning, Naren. Thank you so much for inviting me and having your program. And it's a quite pleasure to take this message with all your listeners.
Mr. Jose, I have a couple questions to you because I have seen your videos that you post on TikTok and stuff, right? Pertaining to the hybrid vehicles, right? Enlighten me a little bit about the information that and what you do, and a little history of your past to the present.
All right. So, well, for the first time, I'm speaking in the social medias actually about me. I actually don't do this too much, but Jose Herrera is he's an industrial engineer from the Catholic University in Caracas. I'm originally from Caracas, Venezuela. Okay, it's a country here next door. And I'm also a mechanic. This has been a family business since I was born. Okay, my two generations before. And then I've been here in Trinidad and Tobago for the past 5 years. I used to come and go. I'm also a medical equipment specialist. So that's actually the first thing I was doing here in Trinidad. But something really amazing happened in Trinidad. We don't have. I actually studied hybrid electric cars training program, but that was like 10 years ago. That was a long time ago. We don't have those vehicles back in Venezuela. Venezuela is a country with like 20 years behind
Wow.
from the rest of the world when it comes to the automotive industry. So I didn't really develop that career over there. I had a small little Chrysler dealer back in, not in Caracas, in Margarita Island, actually,
Wow.
very close to here, yes. But when I came here in Trinidad, okay, I'm talking about over 5 years ago, I began to see hybrid cars. So it came to my attention. So it was quite an experience. So I began to do my research, and it happened that by that time, we're talking about 5 years ago, Trinidad was becoming one of the countries with the most hybrid cars per capita in the planet. Okay, now considering that this is a small country, what the trending is that everybody is buying a hybrid here in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's actually a very nice opportunity that I saw, and Hybrid Solution Diagnostic is born in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, cool. That sounds great.
Yeah. And it's been a quite experience. I'm not gonna say it was easy from the very beginning. Remember that as a foreigner, I'm not from around. Okay, when you migrate to another country, that country is not waiting for you.
No.
So you have to come and build your position and do what you got to do. So basically, yeah, it's been years working. When I first came here in Trinidad and Tobago, I had to rediscover myself after being a business owner for years. Okay, I had to rediscover myself as an employee. Okay, yes, that was quite an experience, and a lot of things happened during that period, but at the end of the day, it was going back to my very beginnings. Okay, so I simply took it. And I say, here we go. Let's do what we got to do. Like when you begin to work as an employee again after you've been business owner and then begin to work 12 hours, 14 hours daily. So, but I was determined to build my stuff. But in order to do that, well, you got to do what you got to do. You got to pass from the first step, which is get to know yourself. Get to know yourself and allow people to get to know you and what you do. Begin to show the people. So Hybrid Solution Diagnostic was born as a YouTube channel, actually, which still is running. It's a channel with almost 30,000 subscribers, which was great, but it's a channel, it's not a viral channel, but it's a channel that is well known by the hybrid technicians worldwide.
Right.
Okay? Because one of the things that happen is that the level of knowledge or accessibility to the knowledge about the electric cars online is not exactly what people is looking for. So it's people are kind of keeping this information, and this is where I'm trying to break this topic.
So I noticed that you have a training session too, that they train
Yes.
individuals about the hybrid solution.
Yes. Well, at the very beginning, I used to work in two institutions over here as a tutor with quite success. All my students were very satisfied until I say it's time to build your own. So we have a small little school that is called HSD Automotive Technologies, where I'm trying to give my very best knowledge in order to help, because everybody's buying a hybrid. Okay, so having a hybrid vehicle and understanding hybrid car, electric car, is like teaching again the rest of the mechanic how to change oil, how to change tires. So in this situation, it's just the hybrid vehicles. That's not really rocket science, but it's kind of a new stuff. Although here this is not so much new. Hybrid cars have been in the market for almost
Right.
30 years, but the purpose of the school is to massify the knowledge into this topic of the hybrid electric cars.
Okay, we're having some issues with persons who have been buying a lot of hybrid vehicles concerning the battery issues.
Oh, yeah.
You want to highlight all those issues and tell me how you discover those problems.
All right. So let's go. Before we begin to talk about the batteries, let's talk because I wanted to mention this coming because it's important. Why hybrids and why electric? Why is that happening now? And I want to show you this in a couple of pretty easy examples. Okay, let's talk about efficiency. Okay, so let's just, if you understand efficiency, efficiency is the ratio between an input energy compared to the useful output. Now, average efficiency of vehicles of vehicles of internal combustion engine, the average efficiency with the very best technologies advanced, we're talking about 35% of efficiency, which means that 75% of the energy that you use in a vehicle internal combustion engine it was considered as a loss. Okay. Now, when we talk about an electric motor, electric motors have an efficiency of an average of 90 to 95%, and that is precisely my point. That is the reason why people are coming now into hybrid electric cars, because it's very easy. If you have a hybrid car that has 30 liters of gasoline in your fuel tank, and let's say a Tida with 30 liters as well, which one is going to take you from point A to point B and consume less fuel? Of course, the Aqua is going to give you average probably 750 kilometers of range, while the Tida probably is going to give you half. There's when we talk about the numbers, 35, maybe 40% compared to 95% of efficiency. So that is the reason of the hybrids. Okay, that is the reason of the electrification. Why is electrification of the automotive industry is becoming like a mass production now? Based on efficiency, yes, it's fuel savings for sure. But here where it comes the topics now. How do we achieve this? Well, yes, electric motor is not such a big problem. The problem is the batteries. So the battery is in constant evolution. Okay, the automotive industry in the electric and hybrid world, it's in constant evolution, trying to develop more efficient batteries, smaller with with better energy density. Which, yeah, there's still a long way to go, but so far so good. We need to consider one of the most important topics is that we are in the Caribbean.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we are in the Caribbean, okay, if you use a battery, let's say I have a battery from my car, it doesn't matter from my car or whatever. If you consume the battery, let's say we hook up the battery to a load, okay, current flow, that's energy flow, that is going to produce heat. Now in a hybrid and electric car, that's another story because it's high amounts of current, okay, and that means heat as well. Hence, the batteries will need a thermal management system. Which, wait a minute, they have it. They have it. Some batteries will have a liquid cooling system. Some of the batteries are cooled by air conditioning, which is great. More seen on plug-in hybrid cars. We will talk about that later. But the hybrid car is another story because they use high voltage battery but smaller size. So you're not going to build a very expensive system which comes with liquid cooling or air conditioning cooling, but it's just better to do air cooling system. And there's the problem. Well, I don't consider really a problem. I'm just trying to mention that this topic requires a different type of maintenance where that you're not used as a mechanic, as a technician to perform. Not even the dealers, because if you find out what are the dealers doing to prevent hybrid batteries from failing, usually what they tell you is batteries are not serviceable component, which it's proven now, facts, that is a huge mistake. Now, the latest models of vehicles are bringing now a battery air filter, which is great, but it could be worse, because that's precisely the problem. If you buy a hybrid car with an active air cooling system that is supposed to keep your battery cool, avoid the battery from heating up, especially in a high temperature weather like here in the Caribbean, well, the higher temperature, the battery is going to begin to lose capacity. And there's the problem.
Cause it overheat.
Correct. Not necessarily overheat, but having the battery at a higher temperature, the batteries don't like that.
Let me pause this question.
Go ahead.
Let me pause you. We're coming back to you when you stop,
All right,
right? Because I have a question to ask.
bring it on. Bring it on.
What is the difference between the batteries that they have in the hybrid vehicles, where they have it stored under the seat, under the back seat, right? Correct?
Well, under the back seat, under the front seat, on the trunk, that would depend.
Right. But on our regular vehicles, the van that I drive,
Okay.
any other motor vehicle, non-hybrid vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
some hybrid vehicles have the battery in the engine compartment.
Yeah, well,
Where the
we're talking
temperature
about.
of those,
Yes,
that have me baffled.
Yes, yes.
That have me baffled because if we're talking about
Mhm.
hybrid batteries where the temperature can damage the batteries, it could
Correct.
cause some issues
Correct.
and some dangerous issues,
Indeed.
life risking issues.
Correct.
And we have those batteries, regular batteries, in the engine compartment
Correct.
exposed to the heat
Okay. Yes.
10 times more
Yes.
than when they get in the
Way
other
more.
vehicles.
Way more actually.
This is the puzzling trick information that we always wanted to figure out to the public. Now the program is very informative.
Okay. Yes.
And SGC Media talk program, Table Talk with Navin, is to inform and educate the public
All right.
about the use of certain things.
Correct.
And the purpose of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I know everybody is very curious about the same question I'm asking.
Now here
Why
it is.
it is not dangerous to have a battery in the engine compartment where the heat of the engine, the manifold system, there's not much cooling system in that engine compartment compared to what it have in the back seat of a vehicle
Okay.
or any part of the storage for the hybrid batteries.
Excellent questions. Excellent questions. The lead acid batteries, they're submerged on liquid, first of all. Okay? And second, the amount of current flow of a 12-volt battery is never going to be the same of a high voltage battery. Okay? We're talking about current flow. Okay? And besides that, those are lead acid battery. It's another type of chemistry. Okay? The cells within a lead acid battery, it's a metal. So it's not the plates. The plates are kind of more resistant to higher temperatures. With its limits.
Okay.
So they're designed for its limits. So yes, that the environment within the internal combustion engine, it's kind of well for a normal battery. Now lately, you have seen that the vehicles begin to use now, okay, AGM deep cycle batteries, and those batteries are being located now inside the vehicle compartment. Although not in the vehicle compartment, they're covered with the ventilation and all these kind of topics. So super important to understand this. Besides that, some other vehicles are beginning to implement lithium batteries as the low voltage batteries. That battery you will never locate it on the engine compartment, otherwise that battery won't last absolutely nothing. So it's about the battery's chemistry, the battery components. Yeah, lead acid batteries, they can stand for way higher temperatures compared to a lithium battery. AGM batteries, they do as well. They also come in now the nickel metal hydride battery, which is the most common batteries in, for example, Toyota and some other brands, even Subaru, some BMWs as well, GMs as well. They're using this type of chemistry battery. But in essence, it's that lead acid battery can stand to higher temperatures with absolutely no problem. Now, nickel metal hydride and a lithium battery, that ain't gonna happen. The nickel metal hydride and the lithium battery, they love, hear this, they love 25 to 30 Celsius. That's how it is. Those are facts. That's the data. Now, lead acid battery, no problem. No problem. It can stand way more.
Interesting topic.
I don't know if that solves the mystery. We can solve the myth.
Well, we're going to come back from this break.
All right.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Mr. Jose Herrera, and you're watching Table Talk with Navin. We'll be right back.
Is creative writing a problem for your child? Are you lost trying to help them? And nothing seems to be working? Let Miss Shelly Ann, our creative writing specialist, help you. Get instructor training, online student classes, plus digital and printed resources for your success. Natasha CJ says, "Good morning, Shelly. I purchased your report writing package for my son. He was successful in his exams this year. Much thanks for your contribution." And Selma D says, "Your Tuesday sessions are amazing, and I learn a lot. I sometimes let my son listen to the videos where required. Khadija B says, I am happy that I reached out. I will keep recommending you, not only for your excellent CW skills, your rapport with the children, but just your general helpful nature. Thank you, Miss. Get the help you need with creative writing. Find us on Facebook, visit our website, or WhatsApp 868-717-4993 today. Word Coach Limited, helping you find better words.
In a world where digital landscapes evolve daily, meet Reb Technology. We build mesmerizing websites that captivate users and inspire businesses, armed with over 35 years' knowledge in media. We deliver ingenious solutions to your media requirements. Unleash the power of innovation with Reb Technology services and get your website built today. Contact us on 868-487-6888 or email orbaron@rebtechnology.com to embark on a digital journey like never before. Reba Technology. Your project is attainable.
Hi, and welcome back to Table Talk with Navin with my guest today, Mr. Jose Herrera. Did I get the name correct? Mr. Jose
Yes,
Herrera.
Jose
From
Herrera.
Hybrid Solution Diagnostics.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Jose, as we were just mentioning before the break about the battery, difference between the lithium batteries and the
Lead acid batteries.
lead acid batteries. Okay? But can they design, can the manufacturers of the hybrid vehicles design a battery to work like how the lead acid batteries? Can that work? Can they come up with an idea like that to prevent issues that you're having with the cooling system?
That technology is actually right now in heavy development. So right now they're working on graphite batteries. So they're working now to even salt batteries, okay, to try to increase the battery's efficiency and avoid battery aging. But that is a long-term career. But hear what you're saying. You're trying to say, if you guys want to know why can't a hybrid battery last, for example, or stand to higher temperatures as a lead acid battery? Okay, it's very simple. It's the internal chemistry. The chemistry of, for example, a lithium battery over nickel metal hydride. Okay, what they like is 25 to maybe 40 Celsius. That's the operating temperature. Over than that, we consider that the battery is, I'm not going to say overheat, but it's over its standard temperature. So more than that is going to just decrease the battery's age, decrease the battery's life, hence reduce the battery's capacity. Right. Now, lead acid battery, it's a different story. But why are the users, what are the technology are not using lead acid batteries? They can stand, the problem is the energy density. So you cannot store so much energy, like the same amount of energy that you store in a lithium ion cell than a lead acid battery. To store the same amount of energy, you will need a bigger battery if you want to put it in lead acid.
What energy are you referring to? Because remember, the both vehicles operate in the same.
How much energy per volume can you store? That's when we talk about energy density. A lithium ion cell, you can store a lot of energy in a small little cell. You cannot do that in a lead acid battery. That is the problem. So most of the hybrid cars you won't see, most of the electric cars they're using is lithium ion. Because if you use, for example, nickel metal hydride, that's the one that uses Toyota, the vehicle will be weighing like 5 tons more. It's because the energy density. So the problem is, in essence, the energy density. How much energy can you store per volume? And there's where the lithium ion destroys all the rest of the chemistry. But then here, that's the problem. Lithium ions don't like higher temperatures. Wow. Well, I hope this solves the mystery, but that's how it is.
That's what this program is for, to educate the public.
All right. Well, yeah.
So the public will be aware what they are going to experience by having a hybrid vehicle compared to a regular vehicle.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Question in terms is that how did you come together to rectify the problem and issue that persons have with the battery, where we have seen sometimes recently in some videos that the battery exploded in the vehicle, caused the vehicle to catch a fire. All these issues that we have seen and experienced it it raises some questions.
Excellent topic. Now, this is not a topic for people to become in panic. All right, this is a topic that I mention actually almost daily in my channel. My channel is the channel that we do in the social media is based on preventive maintenance. Now, yes, you have seen some of the social media and the news, a bunch of electric vehicles catching fire over here in the U.S. and in East in Asia. That happens, but the amount of percentage that vehicles catching fire, I don't think it's more than vehicles that catch fire for a fuel leak. You follow my point? So this is just isolated topic, although it's always going to be a risk. Those are facts. Now, the thing of a battery catching fire, there are too many reasons that could happen. For example, if you come into a pothole and something, or a rock, and the rock penetrates the battery and creates a short circuit, the battery is going to become in thermal runaway. Hence, yes, the problem with the lithium batteries becoming in thermal runaway is a chain reaction. The lithium batteries the lithium chemistry is extremely unstable. It's extremely unstable. So yes, a lithium battery, you probably seen, there was I think I remember this Samsung phone, very famous, the Note 7. It had an internal issue with the battery. The battery was just becoming...
With iPhones and some iPhones, they said the battery gets hot.
Correct, but if it gets overheat, if you exceed that, the battery can become in thermal runaway. And thermal runaway is just short circuit.
But they don't need a cooling system to keep the battery cool.
All right. Okay. Now the thing is, depending of the battery composition, depending of the temperature of the environment, depending how much power you consuming of the battery, and then of course quality. That's, you gotta be honest. It's also the quality, because you cannot get, for example, for experience, that we're working on Japanese cars, and then you're gonna bring me a Chinese car. Yeah. There's no way that we can compare the Chinese cars, not even in the underground of the quality of a prime earth battery, for example. Just giving you a piece of idea.
You want me to give you a piece of mind, eh?
Yeah?
Well, the only idea I could come up with right now is how can we fix this issue?
Excellent questions. Okay. Now, the hybrid batteries, the high voltage batteries in electric cars and hybrid cars, okay, as I say, they love 25, 35 Celsius. That's what they like, okay? So, and they have a thermal management system to keep it in this range,
right,
which is great. Let's talk about the vehicle in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's keep it local. Let's try to keep it local. So, for example, everybody here, the new Tita is the Aqua. That's the new Tita here in Trinidad and Tobago. Everybody's buying an Aqua because anyone can buy an Aqua. Okay, it's very affordable.
I like the Tita. The new Tita.
Yes,
Well,
the Aqua is the new Tita. I consider the Aqua the new Tita here.
What about this new vehicle that has the Nissan Note, the newer version?
E-Power, yes, those are the E-Power cars. Okay, the E-Power cars is actually my favorite technology.
What is e-power?
Okay, well, e-power, that you're gonna spoil my class actually. You're gonna spoil my class actually because one of the sessions in my classroom is, let's find out what type of vehicle is Nissan e-Power, because it's something new, but it's not something new.
And Nissan e-Power is note, it have the hybrid. It have the e-Power SUVs also, right?
Yeah, the X-Trail. There are actually many. We just have just a few here in Trinidad, okay, but there are many others.
The question is,
all right,
I know it's going to put you in this little trouble.
No, bring it on, don't worry.
So what is the difference between e-Power and hybrid vehicles?
Excellent questions. All right, okay. Hey guys, he's spoiling my class, but anyway, let's bring it on. The e-Power and the hybrid vehicle, the e-Power is a hybrid car because the e-Power will need an internal combustion engine to power up the motor generator that drives the vehicle. The only difference is that in a hybrid car, for example, as the Ioniq, as the, let's say, as the Vessel or as the Aqua, okay, the internal combustion engine is capable to assist the motor generator that drives the vehicle mechanically. Now in e-Power, no. In e-Power, it's just electric drive. So there is an internal combustion engine, but the internal combustion engine is only producing electricity. That's all. So it's a hybrid car, but it drives only electric.
Is it a more higher expensive maintenance vehicle?
No. These are, okay, like I'm very stubborn in this. Hybrid cars are not expensive cars to be maintaining because you're not going to service high voltage battery every 3 months. That's a huge lie.
That was the question I was going to ask. Is how often is it
No,
going
no,
to
no.
battery?
Okay, so according to the firms, batteries are not serviceable. Quite mistake. That's a quite mistake. Now, considering that some firms they give you years of warranty, which is great, but the problem is that when things happen. Now, if you consider the local market, that most of the vehicle or a lot of vehicles here in Trinidad and Tobago, those are foreign used cars. Okay, there is no such a warranty for the high voltage battery from vehicles brought from Europe or from Asia. Then yeah, you got no other choice. You got to take care of your battery. So taking care of the battery means what? Well, avoid the battery from overheat. That is taking care of the batteries. Now, there are many topics. Yeah, well, some batteries, air cooling system. Usually the batteries, liquid cooled. Yes, those are the free maintenance battery.
So let me ask you a Trinidad
Bring it on.
question. A Trinidad question.
All right. Oh, yeah. Bring it on.
We're going street. We're going on the pavement with this question.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, listen to this question. Vehicles are being manufactured in a different environment, temperate environment,
Yeah,
compared to our country and our island. Correct?
correct.
The question is, if we manufacture our own vehicle within our own temperature, why? Remember there's a breakdown vehicle years ago. We had now these new vehicles come this remember now the thin radiators?
Yeah, all right.
And when they get too much temperature it overheated.
Okay, yeah.
Remember long time we had a big 3-core metal tank radiator?
Yeah, correct.
Right. And it works out fine.
Yes.
If engineers as yourself,
Yes.
mechanical engineers as yourself, I'll say
All right.
again, mechanical engineers as yourself with the experience to manufacture and design certain things that could work within our temperature of this country, right? That could
Correct.
stand any temperature in any other country.
All right.
Is that going to work out and will it be beneficial for you all in the future? Or have you all ever come up to that idea? Because remember, I am asking this question, it's called a pavement question. Because we will be lying amongst friends and we will have little talks and I don't know, why did us all get these engineers to come to Trinidad, get used to the temperature we have here, manufacture something, design something to work within our temperature.
Yeah, correct.
And having to design a vehicle, build a vehicle, manufacture a vehicle, bring it to Trinidad, we drive it, boom, temperature going up, temperature gauge going up. We have to readjust the certain things. We have to put a higher speed, 3-speed fan to keep the engine cooling.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
as that question I'm asking, in that last question I asked about the 3-speed fan
All right.
for the temperature rise, for the engine compartment.
Okay.
If you design as an engineer a solution, a mechanical solution, electrical component that could work, what design would you come up with, or have you ever think about creating something on your own to enhance the system a little?
It's a powerful question, but I'm going to try to keep it simple, okay?
Right,
Because
okay.
remember, we got to keep it simple in this technical stuff, okay? The internal combustion engine in a car has its operating temperature, okay, which is 105 Fahrenheit. You guys hear Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit, yes.
It's the opposite as degrees.
Celsius, correct. It's correct.
Mathematical.
Correct. I'm sorry, 105 Celsius.
Right.
105 Celsius, okay, which is almost boiling point. It's actually boiling point.
Right.
That's the operating temperature of an internal combustion engine, okay? The internal combustion engines, they come with a thermal management, with a thermal care system, which is the cooling system. The very same thing applies to the batteries, okay? The battery comes with a thermal management system, which is in the hybrid cars, it's air cooling. In some plug-in hybrids could be air conditioning, could be liquid. In most electric cars, it's liquid, but some electric cars, it's air.
Right.
But if you want to design the perfect design, it's most what happens with some plug-in hybrids that they use an air conditioning system inside the batteries. Completely sealed batteries, that technology exists. For example, BMWs uses this AC cooling system. So the air conditioning compressor is the one responsible to cool down the high voltage battery, which is great. That's the best system.
So,
Now
which means that
Yeah, bring it on.
the owner of the vehicle have to keep maintaining his air conditioning unit all the time.
No, the air conditioning is always working. Okay, so that's an automatic system in the vehicle, because something you need to consider that in a hybrid car and electric cars, the air conditioner is full electric. So you don't have any more belt-driven compressor, AC compressor. That's all working now with the high voltage battery. The compressor is the very same, but it's just a high voltage electric motor now. So the computer is the one who takes care of that. Now, hey, that's great, because you're not destroying anymore. If you rev up the engine, you're not destroying anymore the AC compressor. So it's scroll type compressor, so more efficient
So
and less energy consumption.
It's electrical motorized compressor.
Yeah, correct. Electrical motorized compressor. But the best system that I consider is definitely sealed batteries, air conditioning, cooling. That for me is the very best. No competition.
You remember?
But that's too expensive
you
to
remember-
apply that to a hybrid car, you know.
Yes, I know. But you remember the gel batteries?
Yeah, gel batteries, AGMs, yes.
Those batteries could work in place of the batteries to use for the hybrid.
Well, actually, the AGM batteries or gel batteries, they're very similar, but they use the electrolyte, which in this case the electrolyte is what you call the gel. Okay, let's call that the highway.
Right.
The gel is the electrolyte that allows the electrons to flow from anode to cathode. Okay,
Right.
from the battery. All right. So that's the highway. So gel, it's very, very resistant to higher temperatures for sure. But they have its limits. And that is the problem. When you're in a country, for example, like here in Trinidad and Tobago, and the temperature exceeds, it's the very same like overheating an engine. If you overheat a BMW, Ferrari, or if you overheat a Toyota engine, same thing is gonna happen. You just keep it inside the standards. Or the vehicle's tolerance, the internal combustion engine, or in this case, we're talking about batteries, for example. And there is where hybrid solution diagnostic enters daily stuff. Now, yeah, we haven't reached everybody yet. I wish, but that takes time. So we have practically daily videos. Every single customer the vehicle brings, the customer brings the vehicle by me. I'm showing everybody, you need to do this if you want your high voltage battery to last longer, to extend the battery's life, okay, to avoid the battery from aging. Even let's talk about the phone.
Only come back later for it.
All right, go ahead.
Let me go to a commercial break.
I can stay here all day.
Yes, of course. You know, this is very interesting because if I don't take these commercial breaks, then our program will just go on and go on and go on. And then we go forget the time.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we're live here. Hey.
Alright, folks.
Hey,
You're
guys.
watching Table Talk with Navin with my guest, Mr. Jose Herrera. We'll be right back after these messages.
In a world where digital landscapes evolve daily, meet Reb technology. We build mesmerizing websites that captivate users and inspire businesses, armed with over 35 years' knowledge in media. We deliver ingenious solutions to your media requirements. Unleash the power of innovation with Reb Technology Services and get your website built today. Contact us on 868-487-6888 or email Orbaron at rebtechnology.com to embark on a digital journey like never before. Reb Technology. Your project is attainable.
Don't let words frustrate you. Need help with writing? We help you get your words right. Finish your manuscript and get published. Complete your dissertation with excellence. We offer writing coaching, workshops and seminars, and developmental editing. We help you produce your best work. WhatsApp 868-717-4993. Check out Word Coach Editor on Instagram or visit our website at wordcoach.com. Word Coach Limited, helping you find better words.
Hi, welcome back, and you are viewing Table Talk with Navin with my guest, Mr. Jose Herrera.
Herrera, yes.
Jose Herrera. Now, folks, we are discussing issues arising with the hybrid vehicles, the battery issues. We added a little information to the topic that we're discussing. And Mr. Herrera is the person who deals with hybrid vehicles only, correct?
Well, yeah, yeah. In essence, yes.
All right. So, Mr. Herrera, we was we went to the break. We was going to talk about the batteries from the cell phones, correct?
Okay.
So, we are back from the break.
All right.
Program will start back.
Okay.
So we're going to continue that conversation on the cell phone batteries.
All right. Let's make a quick example that is also happening and bringing the people to a huge scam. I hate to say it. That's a strong word, but hear this: the fast charging topic. Okay. I am not that I'm condemning forever fast charger. Fast charger should be pretty cool to a battery for an emergency situation.
Right.
But if we have, for example, let's
But not
say,
for consistent use.
hear this, let's make a quick example. Let's say that you have, let's go with a good car, Tesla. Let's say we have a Tesla. There are a bunch of Tesla coming here in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. Yeah, there's people, there's Tesla here in Trinidad and Tobago. That's something new. That's beginning to come. For just a few years, they're here. Let's say that a Tesla gives you probably, let's say, 600, maybe 800 kilometers of range with an electric battery, right? How long does it take for you to discharge the battery? 600 kilometers, right? How long it takes you to drive 600 kilometers? If you drive it at 100, it's going to take you probably 6 hours, right? Yeah, let's make it simple. Then, if that is so, why do you want to charge the battery in 35 minutes or 45 minutes? Do you know the amount of energy that you need to move a car for 600 kilometers? That's too much. And then who receives the battery? It's thousands of small little lithium-ion cells. And the amount of current that you inject to the battery, and I say, and people are gonna say, yeah, but the battery have the thermal management system. Yes, but that it's like the equivalent of driving your vehicle at 6,000 RPMs on endless. So yeah, eventually something could happen. That's the problem with the fast charging, for example, speaking about plug-in hybrids or electric vehicles. That affects pretty much the cars. Now, I was mentioning, for example, the phone. Some phones, some iPhones, including my phone as well, they have optimized charging. But what is optimized charging? That's,
Nobody knows.
well, yeah, that's just low current charging. It takes longer. It takes long time to charge. Why? Because you're injecting current, you're injecting the energy at a low range.
Slow.
Correct. It's like if I'm telling you, if you drive a vehicle, drive your vehicle between the average 2,500, 30, not more than 3,500 RPMs. Yeah, you will have an internal combustion engine forever. But no, you always drive the vehicle at 4,000, 4,500, 5,000 RPMs. Yeah, which engine is going to go bad faster? The very same happens to the battery, but the difference with the battery is that, for example, a lithium battery is unstable. So when something happens to a lithium battery, okay, the battery comes in thermal runaway, and there's where trouble comes, which in some electric vehicles, which is something that people need to be taking care of, is about these fast charging stuff. I don't want to create a panic. It's not necessary, but fast charging, and that's now for experience, that's not in my lexical. I will avoid fast charging. Normal charging, level 1 or level 2.
I have an next question.
Bring it on.
And I hope you can answer this one.
I hope.
I see you driving an Aqua.
Yeah.
But all the vehicles, why Aqua?
The Toyota Aqua, Fielder, Axio, Sienta, first generation Prius, second generation Prius, amongst other, which use exactly the very same internal combustion engine, specifically the 1NZ. I know Z. My English is actually American, as you see. The 1NZ. That engine has been in the market for almost 30 years. Same internal combustion engine. That's the same first generation Toyota Prius internal combustion engine. It's a 1.5, 1.6 four-cylinder. Okay? That's not for free. That's actually one of the best internal combustion engines Toyota has. You have to consider the Japanese cars, they manufacture the vehicles, okay, to withstand the user's stress, how the user treat the vehicle. The manufacturers, most Japanese brands, they make the vehicle to last, but not the vehicle to last, to hold stress from the customer. Like, for example, compared to Europeans. No. If you buy an European, you have to treat the vehicle as the brand wants you to treat them. So the Europeans are a little more arrogant making their vehicle, which is, wait a minute, that's great, But then you make the vehicle what for? For you or for the customer? There is, for example, that's the reason why I'm using Toyota Hybrid. Because the other thing is that Toyota Hybrid, for example, they have a very, very interesting transmission system. Inside the transmission, or in this case, it's a transaxle. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's just two electric motors with a little planetary gears. That's it. There's no such solenoids, clutch, coupling, valve body, none. Just two electric motor. So it's not it. Well, simplicity is it's for experience. For experience, what I assure that makes a vehicle more reliable. In this technology, everything is just electrically controlled. That's my point. That's why I'm driving Toyota Hybrid. That's why I'm driving Toyota Hybrid. And you won't see me, for example, driving. There are amongst other vehicles that use dual clutch system, direct shifting system, there's sandwich electric motor, and CVT transmission. I mean, there's a lot. But every type, all these type of vehicles, they will require. Let me make it simple. The more components, the less reliable. That's how it works. That's how a transmission system works. So if you wanna rebuild a Toyota transmission, which you probably won't, as I say, that won't go bad. But another story is, for example, dual clutch system. Dual clutch is always taka, switching, mechatronic, shifting gear, shifting, yeah. 8,000, kilometers, yeah, that's.
If you do that one more time. That's I can find out people going to.
That came organically. That was not invented. That came organically. Hey guys.
Folks here watching Table Talking now, and this is what the program is about. It's just to discuss issues, discuss about different. This is to educate you all. This is to educate you all. People who have questions, your answers will be heard right here on SBC Media on Table Talk with Navin. As my guest, Mr. Jose Herrera from the Hybrid Solutions Diagnostic. And we are discussing about diagnostic vehicles, the battery issues they're having with these, the complaints that from customers about the battery, charging rate of the battery. This last question here is how expensive it is to replace the batteries.
Okay, if you're going to replace a Tesla battery, it's going to cost you more than what you expect. So Tesla battery is about 25,000 US. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of crazy. But let's go from the top to the bottom. So if you have, for example, now let's stay in Trinidad. Let's talk about the Trinidad Hybrid, which is the new Tita, which is the Aqua. Correct. No, not at all. That's everywhere in the U.S. In the U.S. there are way more hybrids than here, and for longer. Okay. Here we go. Because there's another topic. Okay, it's not so much and not so less. We got to try to keep it in a middle range. The Toyota hybrid batteries, most of the Toyotas, they make a nickel metal hydride because it's a cheap and reliable battery. Okay, the nickel metal hydride, you see the nickel metal hydride, any small rechargeable battery, those are nickel metal hydride. So has a good energy density, withstands pretty great temperatures, okay, and has a lot of cycles, which is great. The problem with the nickel metal hydride with higher current flows that over time, which is kind of normal, they have a liquid electrolyte within the battery that finally finished to leak out for natural reasons. Current flow is it's energy flow, but that's physical. Okay.
Is it a manufacturer's defect?
No. It's not a manufacturer defect. It's just gonna happen with any battery. Any battery you will see that begins to create corrosion. Correct. Correct. But in a battery, for example, that has a many connection and high current flow, okay, that's a lot of energy, okay, that is going to allow the battery to leak out that internal electrolyte. Remember that the electrolyte, it's the highway where the electrons flow within the battery. So that leaks out.
So it's like a overcharged cell.
No.
Like
overcharging is another story. Yes, overcharge you will just create if you overcharge a battery, that means that you're injecting energy and the battery doesn't have any more space to store the energy. So it's going to begin to burn because energy will produce heat. So that's going to kill the battery. It begins to boil the battery. and the battery begins to swell. All right? But we're talking about the Toyota battery, the Aqua battery. Let's talk about the Aqua. Let's keep it local. Okay? What happens if that electrolyte, it's just a chemical composition that is called potassium hydroxide, KOH, begins to leak out, and when that enters in contact with oxygen, begins to oxidize. So once it begins to oxidize, it oxidizes the connections that you need to connect one battery to another. We have to remember that a high voltage battery or a hybrid battery is not just one single battery. No, it's a group. It's a group of small little batteries connected in series. If you connect the battery in series, you will increase the voltage. All right. Well, the voltage is, let's say, it's a loop that the energy needs to flow through the battery. Okay. Well, through those connectors between the battery and another, that is where trouble comes. There's a development of some sort of corrosion, like a blue sugar that happens kind of normal. Even in the 12-volt battery, that also happens as well. Correct. That is normal. That's why you have to service the battery connectors, or even in a 12-volt battery. Okay.
So folks, what you trying to say is like the regular batteries in a vehicle that is built carbon.
It's not
on the terminals.
Yeah, corrosion.
Corrosion,
Corrosion. Yeah.
it prevents
Corrosive material.
Yeah, so when you get a consistent flow of current for recharge, so having this corrosion on the terminals and stuff, it prevents the battery from getting enough. 100%,
Well,
they will give you like less.
That's very easy.
It slows down the charge rate, correct?
That's very easy. Female connector, male connector. If you connect it, if you have a smooth connection, no problem. But let's say I have a layer of corrosion over here that's going to cause resistance, and the resistance is going to cause overheat.
But again, I thought he was going on female connector, you know, kind of tell him do the rhyme and he do the rapping like how he was doing it earlier on, but he was close. But he does be on TikTok, eh?
Yeah,
He have a lot of programs. Trust me, I just enjoy his
we do this daily.
Yeah, well, daily.
Yeah, correct.
I myself, I say, this is the gentleman I need to have on the program to educate the public about the hybrid
Electric cars, yes.
electric cars. Alright, so we're talking again about the batteries, but when you come back, we have to take an next break.
Bring it on.
Alright, when you come back, we will try to wrap up all the information and stuff as quickly as possible. Folks, you are watching Table Talk with Navin right here on SBC Media. We'll be right back.
In a world where digital landscapes evolve daily, meet Reb Technology. We build mesmerizing websites that captivate users and inspire businesses, armed with over 35 years' knowledge in media. We deliver ingenious solutions to your media requirements. Unleash the power of innovation with Reb Technology Services and get your website built today. Contact us on 868-487-6888 or email orbaron@rebtechnology.com to embark on a digital journey like never before. Reb Technology. Your project is attainable.
Is creative writing a problem for your child? Are you lost trying to help them? And nothing seems to be working? Let Miss Shelly Ann, our creative writing specialist, help you. Get instructor training, online student classes, plus digital and printed resources for your success. Natasha CJ says, "Good morning, Shelly. I purchased your report writing package for my son. He was successful in his exams this year. Much thanks for your contribution." And Selma D says, "Your Tuesday sessions are amazing, and I learn a lot. I sometimes let my son listen to the videos where required." Khadijah B says, "I am happy that I reached out. I will keep recommending you, not only for your excellent CW skills, your rapport with the children, but just your general helpful nature. Thank you, Miss. Get the help you need with creative writing. Find us on Facebook, visit our website, or WhatsApp 868-717-4993 today. Word Coach Limited, helping you find better words."
Welcome back to Table Talk with Navin, and my guest here, Mr. Jose Herrera from Hybrid Solutions Diagnostics. Mr. Herrera, we were discussing some issues before. We were talking about the batteries and we stopped at the point where I cut you off to talk to the public to let them know the example of the corrosion on the terminals, where sometimes it slows the process down when you charge
Correct.
batteries. It is similar to what you was talking about when you have corroded terminals.
Corroded
and
terminals,
hybrid
correct.
Battery stuff. Well, as you were saying.
If you have a corroded terminal, it's very simple. If you have a corroded terminal, okay, current will flow, but would flow with high resistance. So the high resistance will produce heat because current the current flow with resistance is going to make the connection overheat. And it's just, we could say this is just going to be a chain reaction to chaos. And that is one of the main reasons that the battery begin to overheat. What causes the battery to overheat very much is most related the high resistance than the air cooling system itself. Because you will always have a cooling fan blowing air with inside, which is kind of normal, which is a system that you definitely need to take care of. It's like the very same. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, the people love, for example, to use the silicone shiny Amaral.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. Inside the car, when you go to the car wash, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. But you have to remember that you have an active air cooling system inside the cabin with a powerful fan that sucks everything from the cabin. And we could say that if you're using Amaral inside your vehicle, it's like having an air conditioning on top of your stove, and you always fry chicken. What do you think is gonna happen to the AC in 1 month? The AC will be completely clogged with grease kind of stuff. Follow my point?
Correct.
Well, the very same happens to the cooling system of the hybrid cars here in Trinidad and Tobago. The majority is the Aqua, Field, or Axio. As I said, that's the popular vehicles here. And we have a serious video that begins to say reason number 1 why the high voltage battery goes bad. Check this out. The only thing what I'm showing you guys over there is, here, check the cooling system. They have in the cooling fan they have a filter. That filter is completely closed. It's a huge mat of nothing, air material, dust and debris that accumulates in the fan. And the problem is that who's buying this vehicle, they have no idea. I mean, I'm just going, buy my car, I drive my vehicle. What a nice car, very fuel efficient. But it happened that 2-3 years after I bought my Aqua, then the battery goes bad. Why is that? That's not supposed to happen. An Aqua battery is supposed to last over 10 years easily. But wait a minute, but you require some sort of preventive maintenance. But if you don't do that, if by 2-3 years after you're driving your car, you go to the beach every day, you live in a place that is kind of dirty, and you don't clean the vehicle inside, we're talking about just simply cleaning habits. That's it. Then yes, you won't be surprised that the most common issues here in Trinidad and Tobago is that the Aqua, Field, or Axio batteries are going bad after 2-3 years after the customer bought the car. It's simple, because when you go and check the reason, the cooling fan's completely clogged, and the connections between the high voltage battery, because usually you buy a foreign used car, it's a vehicle with 4 or 5 years old. Right. And the loss capacity, the average loss capacity of the battery is about 5% every year. Okay, usually when you get the batteries, they're about 75, 85%. That's kind of normal. That's not bad, but it's not new. Then after 2-3 years after that, then the battery, you say, hey, battery is giving trouble. Why is that? These batteries are bad quality. No, it's not bad quality. It's simple. The oil change of a high voltage battery just to keep it clean. If you don't change the oil on the internal combustion engine, the internal combustion will go bad. If you don't clean the battery cooling system of your hybrid car, the battery will go bad because it's going to overheat. Or it's going to overheat as well, given the resistance of the connection. Not sure if you follow my point. I hope
I understand everything you're saying.
Yeah, well.
And it's important. It's a very important information because at the end of the day, I am very educated about it now. Yeah, the reason why I asked you to come on the program to educate me and the public. Because this is important for the public to know the use of hybrid, the purpose of it, and how to deal with issues that people are having right now, so that the persons who are going to buy hybrid vehicles is not going to experience this issue if they follow the concepts of the operations of the hybrid, the maintenance of the hybrid. Because at the end of the day, you're buying a vehicle, you're spending over 100 and something thousand dollars.
Yeah, well, that's some money, yeah.
You don't want to be spending $30,000 to $40,000.
Yes.
Batteries. And an engine oil costing $250.
That's correct.
So to maintain the hybrid batteries, just follow, as they say, follow the rules, service regular, continue.
You asked a very important question that I want to give to the people here in Trinidad and Tobago. How much is to change the battery?
Yes.
How much? Now, okay, we understand now battery servicing, 10 to 15 years, well well taken care, that's the battery lifespan. Okay, but let's say, okay, my vehicle, I have tons of customers where, yeah, 2013 Toyota Aqua, which is, that's it, and probably some of them batteries, they might service in one and the battery gone. That's it. I believe that's a good thing. Okay, so it's time to change the battery. How much is going to cost me? Well, here in Trinidad, there's a very, very wide variety of options. Okay, for example, one of the things that I value here the most here in Trinidad and Tobago, I consider automotive paradise, is bamboo. Bamboo for me, it's automotive paradise. Not all the countries have this, not all the countries have bamboo.
I had an experience that even St. Vincent, certain Caribbean islands,
All right.
it's come to Trinidad.
Because here is bamboo.
It is bamboo. All right, as I said,
Here is bamboo.
and we paradise.
Yes. And
Buy the used parts, take it back up.
yes. The used parts here, most of them, they coming from Asia, they come from Japan, so high quality stuff. I don't care if it's used. If it's good, it's good. So the hybrid batteries, there are lots of, I know, I have many friends in bamboo suppliers that sometimes they bring me battery, and I give the customers directly their contact. I say, I have a very nice friend of mine, which is called Adrian, pretty nice guy. I send my customer, hey, go by Adrian, just get a foreign used battery. A used battery. Sometimes a used battery could become into 85%, 90%, 95%, even 100%. That's not a bad thing. It's a battery that you're going to buy from average 10,000, 12,000, 13,000, depends. Now, I'm just mentioning one, but there are tons of suppliers over here, very nice suppliers that will give you one. Now, yes, when you're going to buy a used battery, usually, of course, you won't expect it that they're going to give you a long warranty because it's a used one. But as long as you check the battery, and if the battery is good, that battery is good.
How you just check the battery?
Excellent questions. Checking the battery. The battery. Checking the battery is not focused on the battery voltage. Okay, measuring the voltage. The voltage is just the amount of energy inside the battery. It's about the strength of the battery or the capacity of the battery. Now, the capacity of the battery is measured in amp hours. How many current against or current? How much current you can drain from the battery against time, or how long? Okay, so in order to test the battery, you need to cycle the battery.
Okay.
You need to charge the battery, and then you need to discharge. How long the battery takes to discharge from point A from point B, and how long it takes. That gives me the average capacity of the battery. I will know the battery is good. Let's make it easy. Let's load test the 12-volt battery of your car. You have a normal car. Yeah, I need to test I need to test my 12-volt battery. How do I do that? Well, there's easy. There's a two-pin, two alligator clip connection, and then you just shorten through a resistor, and that resistor allows about 120 amps. Is the battery holding the voltage, or the voltage simply just dropped to zero that away? You follow my point about the capacity of the battery? That is how you test the battery.
Wow. Very, very, very important.
Yeah, well,
Very educated. Look, I find out something new. Normally, how we just test the load of the battery is put on the light, headlight, indicators, and check the charge rate of the battery.
the charging.
Yeah.
No, you need to discharge, because it's not about. I mean, the charging capacity is proportionally related to the discharge capacity. But the most important is the discharge capacity. Is you have a battery is fully charged, and now you apply a load, begin to suck all the power from the battery. How long it takes to discharge? Well, of course, the higher the longer period of time, the higher capacity. The capacity is measured in amp hours. Okay. Basically, that's how it is.
So it's cost over 10,000. So you do that.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you about 10,000. It could cost you from 10,000. It could cost you up to 20,000 as well if you want to buy a original Japanese battery, that's what I recommend the most, of course. But there's a lot of variety. There's also aftermarket batteries. I work directly with this company in the U.S. They're called Nexel. They are research and development company. Okay.
I think they have a branch in Trinidad.
Nexel. No.
No,
No.
that's Texas.
No.
Oh,
It's called
really?
Nexel. They've been researching and developing lithium batteries for Toyota hybrid cars, but it's not lithium ion. It's lithium iron phosphate. It's with a little less energy density than the lithium ion, but quite safe. It's not so unstable, so it's cool. So I've been working with them for the last couple of years. I have many videos in my channel with demonstration videos how to install and explain the characteristics of these batteries. And it's a very nice battery. It's an aftermarket battery, of course, but it's a lighter battery with a little stronger, which is another option. We're talking about aftermarkets in this case. That could cost you around 1,700 US, which is an average about $12,000. Brand new, with warranty. There's also lots of suppliers, even local suppliers here of the cylindrical battery, which it could be about 13,000, 13,500, which is, I consider is a good price for new batteries, 2-3 years warranty. That's a good option as well.
Very good, very good. Mr. Jose, it was really nice inviting into this program. People talk with Navin.
Appreciate that.
To educate the public, because I know you are doing your part on the social media, but your advice to the public to let them know this is issues and stuff. All right?
Daily, actually.
And on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But those are persons who have Android devices where they could use and stuff. This program, Table Talk, would like to continue our discussion another time, another day.
Yeah, sure.
Because we have plenty, a lot of topics to discuss.
Yeah,
And
that's an endless. That's an endless,
yeah,
actually.
and in this short space of time is limited to us.
Yeah.
Right? So we have, I given you 2 minutes to talk to the public on the camera, to advise them very well, and to just give them the knowledge and experience that you have, that they could help these persons, advise them very well to me. Tell them what they expect, what to do, how to deal with it.
Okay, first of all, follow Hybrid Solution Diagnostics. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or even better, the YouTube. The YouTube, it's another type of content because they're longer, more videos. But what we give in our social media is educational daily videos. What do we do? How do we fix the vehicle? How do we maintain the batteries? So if you want to know, or if you're an enthusiast in hybrid electric cars that you want to know about the battery service and how do I service the battery, who does that? Okay, well, if you enter Hybrid Solution Diagnostic YouTube channel, I have, for example, one serious video that it's called Reconditioning a Good Hybrid Battery. It's 2 videos. It's part 1, part 2. I'm not going to say you were going to become a pro after that video, but that will clear absolutely everything. That's a video over 1 hour of information showing you exactly how do I service the battery and why. There's also an older video that it's called Servicing Toyota Hybrid Battery Servicing as well. It's a video, it's about almost 1 hour video. Go on YouTube channel and check it out because it's something that you need to see. Sometimes I can be explaining and speaking about battery, about the voltage, the capacity, the maintenance, the corrosion. That won't give you everything. That's why I do it as a daily basis. How do I take care of my battery? Do I need to take care of often, every 3 months, every 6 months, every once a year? The answer is no. I would say once a year, maybe a couple of years, you spend about $1,500-$1,600 in servicing your battery. I believe it's not expensive. It's not cheap as well, but it's kind of fair stuff. But in the rest of the day, hybrid battery servicing, hybrid vehicle servicing is about 10,000 kilometers because like a 35% of the hybrid vehicle, when you're driving electric mode. So it's not the same. So it's a fuel saving. It's a very cheap vehicle to maintain. So I want to break this myth. The hybrid cars is not an expensive car to maintain. Not at all. If you apply the proper preventive maintenance, you shouldn't have any problem at all. I believe the level of efficiency of the electrical technology in the automotive industry.
Any closing remarks?
In this case, as I said, focus on preventive maintenance. Focus on preventive maintenance, and don't be shy to buy a hybrid car. Hybrid cars are efficient, pretty much.
Okay, Mr. Hussein. All right, folks, we have come to the end of the program. Table Talk with Navin. I want to say thanks to my guest, Mr. Jose Herrera from
Hybrid Solution
Diagnostic. Yes, thanks for correcting me with that one there. Mr. Jose, it was a pleasure in having you on the program.
My big pleasure too. Thank you so much.
Right, it was very educational and informative to the public. Folks, you are hearing Table Talk with Navin right here on SBC Media. See you again next time.
Bye.